to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
And I'm Kayfabe Avenue, and I'm Kayfabe Focus.
And I'm E.A.
It's Kayfabe Avenue. Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks. I'm Kayfabe AJ.
And I'm Kayfabe Focus.
I'm E.A.
And this is Kayfabe Avenue. And tonight we're bringing you the Raw wrap-up. So this is actually the go-home show to Fastlane. So, a lot going on this episode of Raw. We start off with the new WWE champion, Bobby Lashley. And they gave him pretty much like the entrance and the promo that he probably should have got last week, being as though he's already been champion for 2 weeks. But MVP reiterating the fact that he's the champion. It's the era of the almighty Bobby Lashley. And that's when we get the Miz. Miz comes out with John Morrison. He's still trying to snake his way into the main event. Technically he got a rematch. No, actually he lost last week, his rematch.
No, there's no rematch.
There's no rematch.
He's back in the line.
Yeah,
rematch.
So he's trying to sneak his way back in. Obviously, that's not gonna happen. We get Drew McIntyre come out, interrupts, and that's when they just completely forget the Miz is even out there.
Curved him.
Drew McIntyre announces that they're gonna fight at WrestleMania. So poor Sheamus, we're just gonna overlook the fact that you have a match against Drew McIntyre this Sunday that could have possibly been a number one contendership. But why have that when we could just announce it before the next pay-per-view?
Yep.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Like, there was no setup or nothing. They just started the show with, hey, breaking news, Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. But
they could have waited right after the Sheamus, Drew McIntyre slugfest. Bobby Lashley comes out, raises the title, points at the sign. That would have been more drama and a better build-up than just completely overlooking Sheamus.
Yeah.
But
announcing it like that, like I could have did way more than with that.
Yeah, so Drew McIntyre ends up telling Miz pretty much like either run away or I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. I'm gonna make an example out of you, and we'll get to that part. But him and Lashley about the scuffle. MVP holds him back, and then Lashley exits the ring. But when he backs up, that's when we finally get Sheamus. I guess Sheamus got tired of being a catering and decided, you know what, you guys are overlooking me at Fastlane, so I'm gonna beat the hell out of Bobby Lashley, even though this is not gonna get me anywhere, and I'm probably gonna be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
Damn.
If they
on the pre-show.
Like, what direction does he go after this, right? So he ends up beating up Lashley, and we're getting the match with Miz versus Drew McIntyre. But before that, they cut to break. We end up backstage. Sheamus ends up, explaining why he beat up Bobby Lashley. You're getting overlooked. That's why you should. That's all he needed to say. I'm getting overlooked. I'm beating the fuck out of all of them.
He should have said, fella, I'm trying to stay in the spotlight because I'm trying to get to WrestleMania.
Oh, look at me, fella. It's simple.
I just want to give bro kicks to everybody.
So finally, we get into the Drew McIntyre versus the Miz. We get a little funny, like, intermission between in this match where Morrison tries to interfere, ends up getting kicked out, and he's like, wrestlers already know that this is a fucking joke when the referee throws you out. Like, all they do is point and they start acting, oh, what the hell?
What I do?
I do you got it, bro. You got it, bro. Like, knowing Miz is about to get his ass whooped. And pretty much when we come back for commercial, that's what happens. Drew McIntyre whoops his ass, pretty much barricades, slams him on the mat, all type of shit. Ends it with the Hurt Lock to show off to Bobby Lashley. So what do you guys think about the match, the opening segment, everything surrounding Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and The Miz?
I thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious how the Raw episode started with the Hurt Business coming out, and then Miz and everything, and then Bobby Lashley, and then it ends up going into a match, and then the Miz gets destroyed by Drew McIntyre. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was all right. It wasn't nothing crazy. Miz didn't really get too much offense in. Like Drew McIntyre dominated him the whole match, but I'll give it like a 7, 6. It was a typical Miz playing the runaway heel role.
But the thing is, Miz is taking a lot of hits. It wasn't like it was a quick match. Miz could have.
It was like a good 15.
It was a long match, so I definitely give this like a 7, 7.5. It was a stretched out squash match, pretty much. But Drew McIntyre whooped his ass. Miz ended up with chop marks on his chest for the rest of the night.
Pretty sure he got more than that on everywhere.
He was hitting them hard. Like Drew was really stiff shotting them a lot during the match. So
the match was good. The segment, my only negative with it is, why are these guys overlooking the fact that we have a pay-per-view on Sunday and you're already announcing shit? Now it's like, why care about Fastlane? Really? You're just gonna see a grudge match between Sheamus and this guy and Drew McIntyre. The only thing that I care about is over on the SmackDown side so far.
Yeah.
Tonight was full of championship defenses, and it's like, why?
Yeah, that's what I asked you. I was like, why are they having all these matches now? You could have, there's literally a whole pay-per-view on Sunday. I got 6 days. Y'all could put all this shit, but it is what it is.
This whole segment pretty much this whole story took up the majority of the first hour, I'd say. The whole thing between Miz, Drew, Sheamus, and Bobby. Like I said, they move certain points. You have to stretch the story, and they're not doing that here. They're going too fast. Slow their fucking roll. Half of the matches that happened tonight should have been held for Sunday.
Yeah. Even if they don't make it to the actual pay-per-view, y'all could have put them shits on the pre-show too, like the tag team. We're gonna get to that later because I got something, but you could have put that there.
No championship should be held on a pre-show, period.
But there's still like y'all did it way too early. Y'all could that's why the pay-per-views is for. That's the
I think it's because since we're technically still in the pandemic era, WrestleMania is supposedly gonna be the first run back to arenas. I think they're still trying to go with the 2.5 hour, maybe 3 hour straight pay-per-view, because the pay-per-view has been short. If you realize, like, all the past,
I feel like this pay-per-view is gonna be like 30 minutes.
I mean, it's gonna feel like
I gotta give credit. I gotta give credit though. Like they had actually been on time. Like if they started a little bit early, like the pre-show would start 6, the actual show would start 7, and they would end at like 10 on the dot.
That's what I'm saying. What was that? 7 to 8, 9,
7, yeah,
3 hours straight.
Like 3 hours. Sometimes it would be like a 30-minute after
5 hours. We used to like 5 hour events, and then the big 4s are usually 7 hours.
Yeah.
So, it sounds crazy that we're like, yo, it's only 3 hours, but we're not used to that. But yeah, a lot of this could have been held off for Fastlane. So especially one of the biggest critiques for tonight in general.
I think they should have put the Drew McIntyre Sheamus shit tonight. You know what I mean? Because y'all taking up a spot for a title defense that will happen tonight. There was two title matches tonight. You know what I mean? Riddle and Ali and the tag teams. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, so a lot going on. So any final thoughts on the first hour, pretty much?
I mean, it was all right. You know what I mean? Like I said, it was a 7.
It was all right. I mean, you know, they're trying to close out the Miz storyline and everything. So it's like, okay.
To be honest, I don't see the Miz going nowhere. He's gonna complain for another 6-7 months.
Where the Miz is going at Mania. And speaking,
they should have just had the Miz versus Bad Bunny at WrestleMania.
And that's what's gonna happen. Speaking
that might happen, yo.
For the WWE Championship, though.
Okay. It's gonna be a tag. It's gonna not.
And a championship unification match with 24/7 title.
Song that's just not even necessary. He's just gotta always sprinkle that extraness that we know damn well would never and should never happen.
I see should happen. What are you talking about? Should happen.
Obviously, the match is
a match with Morrison and Miz versus
Priest and Bad Bunny. We all know it's gonna happen. It's been stretched out. Speaking of that, we get the video package of Bad Bunny. Congratulations
to him. Win the Money in the Bank.
Congratulations.
Shouts out. You know, to the people in our Facebook group, those haters. Thank you. We love the likes and shares and the comments. And
all the hate mail right here.
Bad Bunny's Grammy all week long. So prepare for that.
Well, we've been listening to Bad Bunny all week now.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to Bad Bunny all week.
All week now.
After that video package, we got another one of the horrible story between Shane and Braun Strowman from last week. That was probably the worst promo I've ever seen Shane McMahon cut in my life. Like, he was trying to make the other person look stupid and just came off stupid the entire time. So they recapped that, and WWE managed to put some polish on it because they made it sound less stupid. So I lost less brain cells this time than the first time I watched it.
Yo, focus voice.
They needed to hire Freddie Prinze Jr. to give Shane some promo school.
It's crazy how we come full circle at the point where when Freddie Prinze got hired, we thought it was a blasphemy because we was like the guy from Scooby-Doo. And then what, 10 plus years later, we're like, we need Freddie Prinze back. Shout out to Freddie Prinze. But we got Braun Strowman in the ring, and he's pretty much screaming some stuff that I really couldn't understand. It was incoherent.
But then it's something about their trick or gerbs, something about that.
Yeah, it was like the trick or gerb, Shane McMahon, come down. And, you know, Shane McMahon comes out and he cuts kind of like the same brain cell killing promo from last week where he's like, you're stupid, Braun, stupid is, stupid does, and stupid. And I'm like,
the cringiest part to me was when Braun was like, the cringiest part to me was when Braun was like, yo, I dealt with bullies my whole life. I'm like, yo, bro.
You are the bully.
7 feet at like 13 already, bro. Get the who bullied you, nigga. Like, I want to hit, like.
We'll find out who's able to.
The Jolly Green Giant.
Like, who is bullying Braun Strowman, bro, his whole life?
We'll find out. But this ends with him calling him stupid, Braun Strowman turning red and steam coming out his ears. Calls out Shane for a match. Shane accepts for later on tonight. We go backstage with R-Truth, Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, and Naomi and Lana, because obviously we need R-Truth to give us the news that they're going to have a tag team match against each other. And R-Truth is dressed cold because it's Austin 316 week. So actually 25 years of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, tomorrow's 316 day. So
shouts out to Stone Cold.
Shout out to GOAT.
But yeah, we had R-Truth kind of mimicking Stone Cold throughout the night. So that was pretty funny. I like that segment.
I liked it too. They're definitely funny.
And then this leads straight into the tag team match: Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke versus Naomi and Lana. I'm not really interested because they had so much other shit going on in the sideline.
Yeah.
At points in the match, it was like I forgot the match was going on. We had, Jax, Shayna Baszler on commentary.
Asuka.
Then Asuka comes out, and then Shayna Baszler's like, "I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna handle this." Goes gets her ass whipped on the stage. Yeah. We completely forget about the match that's going on in the ring.
It's like all the cameras just started focusing on them two for some reason.
When they finally was like, oh shit, we have a match. Mandy Rose is doing a horrible move. Like, I'm sorry, Mandy, I love you, but you're still doing green shit. The moves still come off green, for the most part. I do love the knee strike she does, but Mandy Rose ends up tagging Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke stays on the apron, and they end up like faking that Mandy Rose is still the legal person. Lana turns around and gets pretty much destroyed by Dana Brooke for the pin.
Yo, shout out to Lana though. She looked like she's actually trying. You know what I mean?
She's athletic. Like, she has actual talent. She just needs to develop a move set. You know,
I think it's more believability with her. Like, it doesn't seem like it doesn't come off natural, but I see that she's actually trying though. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure she's probably in the gym practicing her moves and trying to get better, and it's actually showing. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta give props to Lana.
I mean, she's still stiff though.
Yeah, but shout out to her. At least she's trying, and at least they give it her burn. You know what I mean? TV time.
Yeah, I mean, as bad as the storylines can get sometimes when it comes to Lana, she is one of the lucky ones that has been consistently on TV.
Yeah, gotta give her that.
Can't even really complain in reality. Yeah, some people get booked to shit. Some people get horrible stories, but you gotta capitalize on your TV time. You gotta make the most of it, and that makes certain wrestlers legends, and certain wrestlers just wrestlers who was there.
Yeah, so I gotta give a shout out to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke get the win. They start gesturing like they're gonna win the like they're gonna come for the tag team titles. We're probably finally gonna end up getting the match we never did between that team and Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. So what do you guys think about this match?
I wonder who's gonna get injured in that match.
Right, because did you guys see the replays of Asuka's tooth getting kicked out?
Yeah.
They slow motion that shit. Yeah. Like, that was crazy. And then when you see Asuka later on in the night, you can tell, like, in the close-up, which one it was her front tooth. That's crazy.
Latifus's.
One thing I noticed though is like when she kicked her, like you could tell that Shayna didn't mean that. She jumped right on her, like felt like she was.
What I give Shayna, the moment she did it, if you was watching Raw, she instantly stopped and was like
she
if
on her, like you know what I mean, like yo, my bad and all that.
So despite the mistake, see, Nia Jax is opposite. I've seen her injure people and not even check.
Yeah, like so
like she didn't just injure the person.
Yeah,
hopefully, she's not rubbing off on Shayna Baszler. Hopefully, this is just a one mistake, one of those freak accidents. This match, I can't even really rate it.
I didn't really see much. What we was mostly seeing was Asuka and Shayna most of the match.
Because of all the things going around, that I actually did enjoy Asuka coming back and that stuff. I give it a 5 just because of that, but the actual content of the match was forgettable because of everything happening. Yeah, because like they were focusing on commentary, because they were focusing on Asuka.
Yeah, like I agree with that. Like I can't really rate it. I'll probably give it a 5 too because most of the interesting stuff was off the actual match. It had nothing to do with the two teams. So I give it a 5 too. I can't really rate it.
What about you, Focus?
I give it a 3.
A 3?
A tree.
A Triz Nathaniels?
A Triz Nathaniel, the third.
The Thirdingtons. All right. A 3. I mean, I can't blame you. As far as the actual match, what was there to talk about?
Yeah, just shout out to Lana.
I mean, you could talk about Mandy Rose and then a Brooke, but that's about it. And maybe some Naomi junk in the trunk.
You better watch out. They're canceling people out here. But
they could cancel me all they want.
After that,
I'm already canceled.
After that, we go backstage with the New Day and Matt Riddle. I'm glad that they finally seem to have dropped the Lucha House Party from his ass.
Yeah.
But now his new bros, the New Day, had a little funny segment between them, talking about celebrating tonight after their wins, because the New Day is gonna go against the Hurt Business for the titles, and Riddle's defending his championship tonight too. So they're talking about getting matching tattoos, and Kofi's like, "Wait, hold up, brother. We only know you for a few months. Like, slow you roll." And then he's like, "How about we get some matching scooters or whatever the case may be?" So pretty funny segment. But then this leads to the fuckery. Good match. I would not complain. The match was good. Her Business versus New Day for the tag team championships. But why the fuck did the Hurt Business lose the titles on Monday Night Raw?
Yo.
And why did they lose it to the New Day?
The Hurt Business been beating both of them for at least like 2 months straight. And they lose
that's the only people they had a legitimate feud with in the title run.
They lost most of the matches towards them. You feel me? And now they lose it, and now they get cut out of the story completely for AJ.
Like,
almost like
it's like somebody backstage was like, "Hey, Bobby Lashley's the champion, so let's just take away the titles for no reason. He's already booked strong. Fuck these guys." Right. Like, that's pretty much how it felt. Like, oh, they're just props for Lashley anyways. Give it to the New Day. And I feel that way because immediately after they lost the tag team titles to the New Day, AJ Styles almost comes in and pretty much slides their way. Mania.
Right
They're
in.
not even a tag team. They're not even on the ranking system.
Nothing. So they're going straight to WrestleMania because the New Day accepts. No rematch.
No nothing.
No nothing.
It was a conspiracy.
They're not even on Fastlane. So it's like, what the fuck was the point?
And the Hurt Business got a better winning record against the New Day for the past couple of months, and they don't even get nothing at all. Like, I'm frustrated.
It is definitely fucking frustrating because
I don't know what to say.
The Hurt Business finally, they only had 1 week as a dominant force, as carrying all. They only had 1 week having all the belts. Yeah, we could count the United States Championship or whatever the case may be. But really, it's not the WWE title. It's not, like you finally elevated this group to like evolution status.
Could have been a dope stable for a long time. And you notice
status.
And you notice earlier they didn't have the Hurt Business with Bobby and MVP. MVP didn't come out for their match for this one. And then
I'm scared that they're gonna be like Bobby's champion. Really, fuck these dudes.
Just curve them.
Catering.
And we probably
go back. Go to NXT, both of y'all.
Like, come on, man. Like, come on.
Santos needs more contenders after Jordan Devlin.
Y'all just blew it, WWE. Y'all had a dope stable that was actually on fire. That's going on. Y'all had all the belts. Everybody should be going for y'all. And then gave it back to the New Day. Y'all really don't have no tag teams going on.
They don't even need it. They're breaking tag team records. They're already record breaking. They hold the most tag team titles in history.
Don't get it, yo. I don't get it. But
they don't need it.
They're already the second best tag team in all space and time.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So what do you guys think about that? The match, what do you rate
the match? The match was dope. I give it an 8. Like that's up there, like one of the better matches of the night. The match fought, but I ain't like the ending though.
Just off the fact that the Drew McIntyre shit was a squash.
They could have at least waited till Fastlane for this shit.
Yeah, like
this whole card, this whole Monday Night Raw could have been Fastlane.
A bunch of matches could have been on the pay-per-view. Absolutely. Whatever.
We move on. We have Damien Priest backstage with Bad Bunny. They bump into their future competition at Mania. Miz and John Morrison. They're laughing at Miz for losing the title, for getting his ass whooped tonight. Miz still has the chop prints on his chest. They move along from that pretty quickly, and we have R-Truth trying to roll up.
Bad
He's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "You trying to roll up on Bad Bunny?" Like, so Truth comes up. He got mad
No.
stuff. He got the Austin 316 belt. He got this like lunchbox. He's like, you could put your Grammy in there. He got the Stone Cold Bear. He's like, I'll give you all of this. And he's like, man, what do you want? And he's like, I want my baby back. So Bad Bunny finally gives up the 24/7 championship tonight and crowns
He never lost it. He never lost to give it title as champion.
the undisputed champion, 24/7 champion, Bad Bunny. Not only that, he's the longest reigning.
No.
He's the longest reigning.
Is he?
Not the most reigns. He's the longest reigning 24/7 champion. Look it up.
I don't know.
R-Truth
had a little
lost it 49 times.
Yeah, but he had a little streak where it was like a month where everybody was chasing him and he still held on. I don't know. Like,
nah, he was losing.
That belt
had it for over a month.
Straight. What about Riddick Moss?
That belt is for comic relief. You know what I mean? I'm not really tripping over them statistics with that belt. Like,
nah, but it's a legit sanctioned belt for WWE.
Whatever. I guess
that's why they should have merged it with the WWE title. Merge the lineages. Make R-Truth the 49-time WWE Championship.
He smoked Ric Flair and John Cena's record if they do that shit.
Exactly. And you know what? He deserves it.
Oh man, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
God, there's already 136 recognized reigns, and between 56 different people. R-Truth has the most reigns.
With what?
Well, he's at 50 now. He's at Mayweather numbers. Most days, 381 combined.
The 24/7 champ GOAT.
Oh, I'm lying. Rob Gronkowski's one title reign is the longest reign of the title at 67 days.
Trash.
Shout out to him though. He just won the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
WWE recognized it as 57 days due to a tape delay.
Trash.
Shout out to
Doesn't that mean that Bad Bunny? No, when did Bad Bunny win it? Let's see.
Bad Bunny had it like a month. He won it right before.
A month already.
Was it? It was like the day after the Rumble, like that Monday or some shit like that, right? That was 2 months ago, if you think about it. Like a month and a half. I think it was like the week of after the Rumble.
It's like 40 days.
That's like 40, 45 days type shit, right? Something like that. Because February's short, so
they got him recognized as 28 days. It felt like longer than that.
Yeah.
That's how long these episodes have been feeling like.
Right. So with that being said, let's take a quick break to our sponsors, the people who keep the lights on, keep this Kayfabe Avenue train running, and we'll be right back after these messages.
It was 5. It's fun.
And we're back. We left off with Bad Bunny handing over the 24/7 championship back to R-Truth, so he got his baby back.
The GOAT of the GOATs.
The 50-time 24/7 champion, so he's doing Mayweather numbers out here. But we end up going to Damien Priest with Bad Bunny versus Jackson Racist, who was already standing in the ring. He, of course, doesn't deserve an intro. I'm glad WWE picked up on that. This was a squash match. Jackson Racist gets off 2 hits, and then Priest hits him with the finisher. Is over. Yeah. After that, Elias tries to ambush Damien Priest and ends up trying to threaten Bad Bunny, but Bad Bunny ends up showing that he got some wrestling moves. Embarrasses Elias. Elias is not even doing shit. There'll be more embarrassment coming up, but we'll get to that. Then we get the Miz come out and he ends up attacking Bad Bunny and hitting Bad Bunny with Elias's guitar. So we're gonna get that match, like we've been saying this whole entire time.
Gonna be a tag team at
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Bad Bunny, Damien Priest versus Morrison and Miz. It's gonna
I'm
be
not.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not.
it's gonna be interesting. And I already know that they've been showing little hints of things. Bad Bunny's gonna probably do a big spot at Mania. So we'll see.
When is Bad Bunny gonna turn heel?
He just turned face.
Even if he turns heel, he would still get cheered,
He
bro.
just turned face. He gave R-Truth his baby back.
Like,
Nah,
Holding it hostage.
he needs to turn heel.
He turns heel, he would still get cheered, bro. It doesn't even matter. Like,
Or what?
He's Bad Bunny.
You know what I mean?
Despite the haters. We see you.
Bad Bunny gonna bring the women out. You know what I mean? So
So what do you guys think about the squash match with Jackson Racist? I give this a 3.
yeah, I give it a 3. It wasn't nothing too crazy. It was short.
I give it a 5 because nobody kicks out of the Falcon Arrow.
After that, we go backstage. MVP and Bobby Lashley. They're pretty much hyping up the match between him and Sheamus. And
the fella.
It's just poor Sheamus. Poor fucking Sheamus.
Shit is ridiculous.
We're going to more disappointment, more shit that doesn't make sense, more embarrassment. And for the person that we thought least it would happen to. We got Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon up next. And this match never fucking happens. And it's not because they're shooting outside. Yeah. Sorry guys, I live in New York. That happens. So we get Braun Strowman chasing Shane McMahon around. And Shane has a hit of him with a camera in the face, dropping him, proceeds to beat his ass, put him through a table, and then throw slime buckets on him. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But isn't this the same guy who lifted a fucking ambulance?
Yes.
Ain't this the same guy who pulled down the Titantron?
Yes.
Ain't this the same guy who done squashed almost every heavyweight?
Yes.
But he got bullied when he was a kid, though. Remember? That's what he said.
You gotta understand the anxiety.
He got bullied as a kid.
You gotta understand the anxiety that he faced when he faced Shane McMahon today. So
I'm supposed to believe this.
Yeah. That was horrible.
And what made it worse was the selling of it. After Shane put him in the table, he actually stood there for a good 10 minutes. We knew he could have got up any moment. He let Shane, and Shane took his time getting that paint and all that shit and talking crap and all that. I'm like,
it's horrible. We don't need a match with Braun Strowman versus Shane.
This is going to WrestleMania. Is this going to WrestleMania?
Obviously because of the stupid booking, and then I'm pretty sure something bullshit is gonna happen on Fastlane. And then my problem with this is, so this took up a spot for the championships. We couldn't get the United States Championship on Fastlane, but we got Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
We couldn't get Asuka to defend the title.
Couldn't get Asuka.
Teeth is still hurt.
We got Sasha Banks going for the tag team title for no reason. And because we know they're gonna lose.
Ain't they supposed to face
set up Dana Brooke and Mandy versus Nia Jax?
Whatever happened to Nia Jax and Shayna versus Dakota Kai and
happened already.
They lost?
Happened on NXT.
I missed it then. I ain't see it.
See?
Damn.
Lost in the sauce.
The thing is, if you didn't watch NXT, you would have never known because WWE did not highlight it.
They didn't even exactly. They should at least did something with that, but I don't get it, yo. I don't want tonight.
And since there was no match, I will not rate it. This was a fucking 0 at this point. There was nothing to rate.
This whole night was just ridiculous. Who booked this shit? I need
trying to
to
say it's a
book this crap. I need to make a sound like that.
And then what? I'm not even gonna dwell on this shit. This shit wasn't even something we could rate. It's stupid storyline, stupid booking. May Braun. If anybody wants to throw the term buried, here we go. You can finally use it, and I'll be okay, because the entire history of Braun Strowman, and we get this from Shane McMahon.
I mean, Shane survived the helicopter crash, so
Man, fuck Shane. Like, no disrespect in reality, but in this storyline, fuck Shane. This shit was
Not
trash.
believable. There's
You
no
could
win.
book him with anyone in the roster. Where is Keith Lee? Where's Keith Lee?
he's in COVID protection.
Where is Keith Lee? Where is Andrade? Where is Aleister Black?
Andrade's here trying to
He's trying to leave. They had,
WWE.
I
He
saw
can't even
some,
quit.
I saw some on Twitter. It's been 5 months since Aleister Black and Andrade had been on television. 5 months, bro.
Of course, because why would WWE book two of the best talents that they have backstage? We have Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
That's
Shane-
I mean, he's the best in the world.
We forgot Shane was the best in the world. Word.
Anyways,
Let's move on from that cringe fest trash that we're gonna see at Fastlane. Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman.
over Oscar defense, like over Oscar match. Are you kidding me right now?
We could have had the match that's coming up, Oscar and Shayna at Fastlane, instead of that stupid tag team match, because she legitimately has a storyline reason to beat the shit out of her. She kicked the tooth out. Before we get to that match, we have Alexa's Playground. And this is the first time, to me personally, I wasn't interested.
Yeah.
They stretching this shit out too much. It's too much Alexa, not enough Fiend. We've already had 2 to 3 weeks of Randy Orton's coughing up and spitting black ooze. It's time to bring the Fiend back. Alexa was holding it down for a while, but this was the first week I felt like, let's move it on.
It's getting redundant. I agree. It's definitely getting repetitive. It's starting to get stale.
Not only that,
I don't want to actually see Alexa versus Randy though. Like,
and that's what this promo set up. She challenged Randy at Fastlane.
I want to see that, man. Like, and even though they are gonna do the match, I don't see it really being a real match. It's gonna be some bullshit, or the Fiend's probably gonna come back.
The thing is, to me, this segment didn't work for me because Alexa Bliss's Fiend character only works in the segments like that are produced, not just you backstage on the playset. Like the cinematic ones,
yeah,
those are the ones that really sell her character. You could tell she was wearing contacts. It just looked fake. So, besides the fact that I'm a little down on it this week because it's just dragging at this point, it took me out of my element seeing how the close up of her face, and you could clearly see the contacts, and it wasn't polished like when they do when she transforms and shit.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Final thoughts on that?
I'll give it a 4.
I can't rate it. I give it a 4, I guess.
I don't know, so I won't rate it either.
I'm not rating it.
But we do have
They'll make Randy shit in the middle of the ring. Fastlane.
Oscar versus Shayna Baszler with Nia Jax. Oscar wasn't playing no fucking games.
Yeah, she came out.
Oscar was like, you kicked my tooth out, I'm beating your ass. And that's pretty much what happened. Oscar ends up beating her ass, which is rare because you never see Shayna Baszler take an ass whooping like that.
And I like this type of aggressiveness for Oscar because Oscar usually dancing around, happy.
People saying that they thinking that she turned heel tonight, so she could face Charlotte as a heel.
Nah, she ain't turned heel. She was just.
I feel like they probably made her heel tonight.
Nah, you just pissed her off. That's all they did. They pissed her off, and I like this aggressive.
Because you know how WWE, they got a boner for Charlotte, so they'll probably want to make her look like the good guy, especially coming out of that horrible Ric Flair, Lacey Evans storyline. But
I like this aggressiveness. She came out like a fireball. She did not play. She
face stomping her into the turnbuckle.
Yeah, she did not play with her.
She took the turnbuckle pad off and made Shayna Baszler eat the turnbuckle pretty much.
Yeah, so
So a lot
He's
of
like, fuck your teeth, bitch.
before she did that to her though, Oscar did pick up the win. But then she proceeded to whoop her ass.
kept going.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
face stomper.
I love it. Shout out Queen Oscar.
This was a pretty quick match, but I'll still give this like a 6.5, maybe a 7, just off the brutality and the anger that Oscar had in this one.
Yeah, I agree. I give it a 7. I love you know, I'm a huge Oscar fan, and she can't do no wrong in my eyes. And this was well deserved for Shayna. You know what I mean? So I give it a 7.
What about you, Focus?
I give it a 6. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it too. We go backstage with some more garbage in the form of retribution.
With more garbage.
Yeah, they amping the match up between Mustafa Ali and Matt Riddle for the United States Championship. And although this was a pretty good match, Matt Riddle did retain, but it just keeps cementing the fact that Retribution is hot garbage.
Yeah, they keep losing.
You had all of your members at ringside. Matt Riddle had nobody.
Yo, I gotta shout out Matt Riddle though. He did like a he picked up Ali literally dead weight from the ground into his move, the bro Derek. That was dope. Like that was impressive.
Motherfucker.
He's
not only that. You know, Mustafa Ali is not that heavy either.
Yeah, but it looked good. It looked real good. Yeah. The match was dope.
It was a good match. It was a good match. I'll give it like 7.5.
I got a question for y'all. What was the point of making Retribution and they keep losing every week? Like y'all not gonna make them dominant.
I thought they were finally gonna go somewhere when Mustafa finally like stepping into the ring and let me show you how it's done. This is why
did they continue to story with Kofi? Like what the fuck is going on? Like
they haven't had a single payoff in any rivalry they've had with this.
They lost everything. Like y'all burying them for what? What was the point of making this group if y'all gonna bury them?
It needs to be Mustafa Ali versus the entire Retribution, including Mia Yim, at WrestleMania.
For the title.
For what title? The 24th
title of trash.
The trash title.
Make up a fucking trash title, like
for the title of Boss Bane.
Of nothing but
leader of the Bane crew.
Nothing but garbage title. The
trash, bro.
But garbage.
They got the Guyana Championship.
Y'all gotta get a win off, man.
Garbage Guyana.
Come on, Retribution. Y'all gotta get a win one of these days. Like, what the fuck is going on? Y'all just
no, they don't. They need to fucking break up.
Like, this is
it's been past due. They're all trash at this point.
Yeah, like y'all.
The gimmick is trash. The way they're losing is trash. Their storylines have been trash. Slap nuts, fucking teabag.
I'm not tripping too much because I do like one thing I do like about it is Mustafa's fucking promos. Like he say a lot of shit that's truth though. And
he's a good character. And when the group is garbage though.
He be shooting for real. You feel me? Like he shoots, but y'all gotta get a win if y'all gotta make it count. You gotta back up your bullshit. It's period.
Yeah, it was garbage.
It is what it is. You know what I mean? Shout out Riddle.
Focus, you got any comments on this garbage?
Yeah, I think that we should, split the recyclables from the, papers and the garbage and the compost and everything, because there's nothing but garbage.
Nothing but garbage, man. Rest in peace, Macho Man.
Matt Riddle retains, and he gets to go and scoot his way back to the New Day, and they can celebrate later. After this, we get in-ring promo with Drew McIntyre pretty much saying, Bobby Lashley said he'll bit my ass, and he'll bit Sheamus too. So I'm out here, I'm just going to sit on this fucking chair. And that's pretty much what he did. Sat out there for the match. The main event of the evening, Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus.
This was match of the night.
The match of the night.
Match of the night by far.
Yeah.
Hard hitting. A lot of reversals, a lot of strong moves, but
what I was thinking during this match was they're finally
I think they should have went with like something with more stakes right now because
we'll say that again.
I think they should have had. I think they should have had a bigger stakes with this match. Like something should have, like if Sheamus would have won or something, like something would have changed Fastlane or WrestleMania or
That's what
something.
needs to happen at Fastlane.
Because
James
it was like okay, they're having this match, and it's like for what?
Listen, at
It's
this
not for the
point,
title.
at this
Obviously
point,
not for the title.
I'm okay with having triple threats on both ends of the show. I'm okay with Daniel Bryan versus Edge versus Roman Reigns. I'm okay with Sheamus versus Lashley versus Drew McIntyre at this point. It's a damn shame what they're doing with Sheamus, that they're building him up as a badass. Somebody who could fucking stand toe-to-toe with Bobby Lashley, with Drew McIntyre, but he's not picking up the big wins, but still looking strong as fuck.
Yeah,
but he's in the ascent of this booking, the ascent of this storyline.
And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense that y'all build them this long. He's been in the mix of this shit for like a good 2 months with him and Drew going back and forth. He said, I want the title. They fought him for it and all that. Drew called them out. They ain't even have the you know what I mean? Like the major title match between them on the one-on-one tip. So I hope he does get inserted into the shit. Eventually, they still got 4 more weeks before WrestleMania. Sheamus does deserve to be in the mix somewhere there. You know what I mean? Definitely.
Yeah. So
and that place is NXT UK.
You forever plug NXT UK. This was the go home show, and although it did have some like dips and some points where it was like, but why? And like this whole entire shit should have just been Fastlane. It was a good go home show as far as the heavyweight title picture. Everything else, not so much.
I felt like they rushed this book and they didn't really, I don't know, like it was a little boring. A lot of shit ain't make sense. A lot of cringe-worthy shit, especially the Shane and Braun Strowman shit. I don't understand. You know what I mean?
I could have had a completely forgettable Mandy Rose tag team match.
I could have done all.
We can't even remember what happened in the match because of everything else happening.
Yeah, y'all over here paying more attention to Shayna and Asuka. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? As far as the whole show, my opinion, I give it a 6. You know what I mean? Like,
that was what I was leaning to.
The only thing I really
had a couple low points.
Yeah, the only thing I was really leaning on was the final match was like the best match of the night next to the New Day and the Hurt Business. Those were the 2 matches of the night.
I agree with that. You know what I mean? Focus, what do you think?
This shit was a 5, man.
He said it. Well,
this shit was rolling right here. This shit was rolling.
Yeah, it wasn't a good go home. You know what I mean? And then a lot of matches y'all could have put on the, like, come on. You know what I mean?
It should have been fascinating. I mean, it was a good episode as far as having the matches that they did have. I just don't think it should have been on this fucking show.
They should have put the Oscar shit.
The Lashley Sheamus was decent, and the aggressiveness of Oscar and Shayna, easily pay-per-view level matches that should have took place.
Yeah, but they gave 2 spots that we don't want to see at Fastlane. Braun and Shayna is at WrestleMania, right? So what's the Randy and Oscar? I mean, Randy.
No,
that's at Fastlane. All right, so that's all right, so that's a bathroom break. The Alexa and Randy shit I don't want to see that shit either. I don't want to pay.
If it doesn't end with the Fiend,
you don't want to see Randy Orton shit in the pills of rain. He's gonna shit out the Fiend.
You really think they're gonna put a 15-minute classic, bro? Come on. Like,
Alexa,
they gonna make Randy Orton shit in the middle of the ring, and the Fiend is gonna come out.
Like, I know Alexa is a very great wrestler.
Gonna be Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo.
But I see something like she gonna do some voodoo in the ring, and he's gonna get sick. She probably gonna pin him in like 3 minutes, bro.
And then that's when he takes a shit.
Throw up on him. She's gonna throw up on him, Black Ghoul. He's gonna throw up because it smells like shit. And then they both gonna just stand there throwing up in a circle.
Vomit on each other.
They gonna throw up in a pentagram, but the Fiend's gotta come out.
Fiend's gonna come out.
That's the only thing that makes sense.
With a bucket to fill up with all this vomit that they got going on in the ring.
Like the Fiend.
This
is
whole
the
month been
perfect time.
culminating in vomit, so
It's
it's
the perfect
fitting.
time for the Fiend to pop up. You know what I mean? Make his return at Fastlane to set up the Randy Orton and Fiend match at WrestleMania. They don't pull the trigger on Sunday and they actually have a fucking match, just throw the whole story away.
I think it's time for WWE to consider cutting out Fastlane. Period.
Get it out.
Yo, for real.
You don't need
remember what
pay-per-view.
You know what WrestleMania was in March?
I remember that.
Yeah, it was in March because it used to be Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and Mania.
Or Rumble, No Way Out, Mania.
It
one
was
pay-per-view in between.
It was only one, not two pay-per-views.
I used to love the fact that they used to have a month and a half, almost 2 months to build a great story that by the time you got to Mania, you like, I'm feeling to see this.
Yeah.
I haven't had that feeling in a few years.
Like, there's no point to have two pay-per-views in between Rumble and Mania. No point.
Well, it's WrestleMania season, so they're about to hit a reset. Hopefully Andrade could either get released or
they said no. They denied him and Black because they both asked. And
they also sent to NXT UK.
They denied both of them.
They should.
Right.
NXT UK. That's the funny thing.
Before Focus continues to plug NXT UK, I think we could do this all day. With that being said, EA, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at E.A. That's at EDOTA. I'm also in the Facebook group. Leave your comments, hate mail, love mail, send it all here. I'm Petty God. I respond to all of that shit.
Oh, while you've been gone, we've been sending all the hate mails still to you. So
yeah, I mean, I
backed up in your inbox.
All right, I haven't checked it, bro. Like
let's stop acting like you actually check anything.
So you know what's crazy? Like, look at my.
It gets sent straight to the spam folder.
Yeah, like. But yeah, that's where you can find me. You know what I mean?
All right, Focus. Where can they find you?
You can find me at Tenshi_Muyo on Instagram and send all the hate mail to EA. But in the subject line, put Cam. Put Cam on it. Put Cam goes to NXT UK, and then you have a chance of EA actually reading it.
Bring Walter over, man. Bring Walter over, yo. Let him get rid of that belt. Bring him over. I fuck with Walter.
Yeah, true. But you can find me and you can find us collectively at Kayfabe Avenue on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Like EA said, join the conversation. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube. Speaking of subscribing, click on that support link on Anchor, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you're getting our podcast streaming. We're on all platforms. So support, keep the lights on, keep this Kayfabe Avenue train moving. With that being said, I've been Kayfabe AJ. That was Kayfabe Focus on E.A.
Salute.
This has been Kayfabe Avenue and the Raw wrap-up. Austin 316 week. So Austin, take us home.
Why? Because old Stone Cold said so. Thank you very much, you son of a bitch.